Well, good evening. It'll be evening for you folks when you watch this. Today's job is have a look at this bed and put the silver foil tape all over these kind of gaps, I think. So that's what we're going to get on with today. I've been having a think about what to do with these. I did get the wood, as I said, to go kind of just slot in here, to give them brackets an extra bit of purchase. But I believe I've actually got enough room underneath. I've measured my mountain bike with the wheel off. Well, not with the wheel off, but from the bottom of the forks up to the top of the handlebar. And I believe that I have enough room in the garage to put that in. So I'm going to have a measure again. Measure twice, cut once, as the old adage goes, and probably just kind of put the brackets onto this metal. I think I would rather do that with some rivet nuts. It seems that it would be a bit more stable to do that, maybe. I don't know. I've seen lots of different ways of doing it. So that's what we're going to get on with first. So I've got to go and get my stuff sorted. Measuring tape, drill, everything like that. Bring it in here and then I'll be sorted. So right then folks, so I've had a double measure again. So with my mountain bike I have these Surly On-One bars, these specialist bars for sort of bike packing, where they have like a normal kind of, they have like a curved handlebar bit that you hold onto here, and then they have two bits that come up that you can also lean on when you kind of long journeys basically. So from them long bits down to the forks is roughly around about 3 foot. I'm going to say 3 foot because it gives me a bit of leeway then, a little bit of space. I don't want it absolutely perfectly fitting and just skimming, that would be just ridiculous. So 3 foot space. I'm not going to get that. It's 3 foot literally just up to it's 3 foot just up to this line here, so that once the bed frame is then on, because the bed frame is probably, I don't know, about 4 or 5 inches. The Skorva bed frames are about 4 or 5 inches, so once that's on I'll then drop in the height again. So I'm going to have to run the wood down there, which means then I'm gonna glue it in, and then I'm going to kind of run some self-tapping bolts through the metal on this side, and then it's held in then basically, or I'll screw it in. So I've now got to cut that 78 inches down there. I've got to cut that, and then that'll be that. So I'm going to get on with that. Right then folks, so we've put this batten in currently. I don't like that side. It's messy and horrible, and it just irritates me that it doesn't look the same. So I am going to change it. I'm probably just going to get another piece of wood and do exactly the same as I did on this side. Need to measure. I put the bracket in there and I've tried it, as you've already seen. So I need to measure out now. So the average kind of dimensions for sort of mattresses. So if I go for just a standard double, I think it's like something like 4'6" wide by 6 foot. They're all 6 foot long. If I go for a king, which is what we have currently in our bedroom, then that is 5'6". 5'6", so it's a foot wider. Now, I suppose when you're coming to pick your mattress, is what you've got to consider is a couple of things. Now, how can you say this without sounding a bit too much of a dickhead? Basically, number one, it depends on what size. I don't really know how to say it. Number one, it would depend on you and your partner's build. Let's put it that way. If you're both petite, then you need less space. If you're not so petite, then you need more space. I suppose the other thing to consider is how you both sleep in your bed. And if you're two people like myself and my partner, and like a lot of people, is you like the space in bed. Yeah, you could have, but you like your own kind of space as well in bed. Then they're going to kind of determine the sizes of your mattress, basically. And I know that nobody kind of says this on any of the videos, is your mattress size is going to solely depend on what you like. Now, if your mattress size in your house is a double, and you're happy with that, then go with a double. If it's a king size like ours is, then go with a king size. It's entirely up to you, isn't it, basically? So I'm going to go with a king size because that's what we currently have. So I have 4 of these Skorva frames, although I only have enough brackets to do the 3 for some reason. I don't really know why. So we're going to measure this out now, and we're going to put the Skorva brackets on this side. We probably will put them on that side and just put the frame up, just for putting it up's sake. Right, so it's quite a big difference there. 4'6" is there, 5'6" is there. Now I know it's only a foot difference. Billy, get in the house. Get in the house. I can't have you here. Yeah, so bit of a big difference in the measurements. So where is it? 4'6" is there, 5'6" is there. Now I know there's only a foot difference between the two, but actually when you're on the floor, that then takes up kind of the majority of what's left in the rest of the van, the space on that side. So I think we're going to have to kind of back down to 4'6". So that is basically the Skorva bed put in. There's lots of different ways of doing it. Like I say, you can rivet nut the metal on the side panels there and fix the brackets directly to the kind of rails with bolts. People have battened kind of straight across the metal rather than behind it. So there's a few ways to do it. I'm going to change that bit of wood out that I've put on there. I really don't like it. Good morning, and it is the next day on from where I last left off. So decisions have been made last night. Everybody's idea of a layout is different. I think what we're going to do is we're not going to have a kind of loo cubicle here. I mean, that would be nice. That may change depending on how we get through the layout and stuff like that, but as it stands at the moment, we're not going to be having the loo cubicle. So we are going to go for let me just get my phone out. Right, so we're going to go for this mattress from Ikea that we've seen, which is a foam mattress. It is, I mean, I don't even know how to pronounce this. A with a kind of hyphen on top of it, BYGDA. Ibga, maybe? I don't know why they do this. Anyway, it's a foam mattress, it's £200, and the overall size of it for, I mean, that's saying this UK double standard, which is not what multiple places were telling me last night, but this double mattress is 135 centimetres wide by 16 centimetres deep by 190 centimetres long, so that's 6 foot, so they're all 6 foot, but this varies in its width, so this is about, I think, off the top of my head, about 100 mil or so shorter than what it is currently, so we can move the bed frame back, which gives us a little more kind of living area here, and then we can have a rethink about how that's all going to kind of sit within the van. We're still going to have the kind of seating here, we're still going to keep the windows. We did discuss getting rid of the window on that side there, but we decided we're going to keep that. So yeah, today I bought a massive piece of ply to go on here for the bed base. That's in the T4. I've also bought a replacement bit of wood for the side there. So we're now going to kind of just deconstruct this and then reconstruct it. So that's the side redone now. I tell you what, this fan isn't half on a tilt. I mean, you might be able to see behind me, it kind of goes that way to me. This is one about spirit levels and things. It doesn't work because, you know, wherever you are, it's going to be massively tilty. So that's the Skorva bed framing. It's really easy, it's really simple. I think if I did it with the riv nuts, it'd be slightly longer. I think doing this way is probably better. It's probably given me an extra 5-6 inches of space, which is better. That is going off what that Ikea bed is. So the job now is to put the platform in. Now there's lots of sort of ways people do it. People use the slats, that's fine. I've gone for one kind of solid piece of ply, which I'm going to drill holes through. I am tempted, I've seen these kind of, I think it's floory or fluory kind of things that go on a base and offer you a kind of almost like spring type thing. So I'm tempted, I might look into that. And use that. They're not cheap from what I had a look at last night, but I would need to measure and see what the actual sort of scale is, sort of depth, whatever, the sizes that I need, the amount I need. But that's an option, might do that. Put the bed frame in, and then we can tape off all of these cavities today, and then that is that done. Well, there you can see, it's lovely. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty decent space. It's high. I have gone for the Fruly option. It is expensive. For the kit I wanted, it was around £200. But having kind of looked and done a bit of reading about it, it seemed like it was a good option to get a bit of extra comfort. Plus, one of the benefits of it as well is because it's raised. So I think it's going to sit somewhere about this height. Because it's raised, you're going to get airflow underneath the mattress. So you're not going to get as much mank, basically. You're not going to condensation, mould, moisture and stuff underneath. There's going to be airflow flowing through it. So yeah, pretty good. Happy with that. It's a little bit out, so I'm assuming that it's not quite straight edge from manufacturer. Now, I haven't cut one edge of this. It's still straight and square, apparently, but it's not quite square. So, yeah, remember that when you're doing your bits and bobs. But it's fine. You're not really going to see it. It's going to be covered over, isn't it, with the mattress and everything, so it'll be great. So yeah, on now to some foil taping, I think. Get that in, and then that will be it for this video. So probably not a long one really, probably a fairly short one. Happy days. So I've filleted in down the side just to give me a bit of extra width. This cavity now that's created when I've removed the insulation from there means now that that's a nice comfortable space. So I've got to figure out a way of boxing this all in now, just to make it look neater. But yeah, pretty happy with that. Yeah, happy days. Catch you in the next one.